We are going to do the topic of disaster management. This is chapter number 10 from your Science and Technology Part 2 textbook. Let's first understand the meaning of disaster. Disaster is a serious disruption or is a destruction which occurs over a short or a long period of time, and it can cause widespread damage to human material, economy as well as the environment. It can affect the community and society as well. Some of the disasters that we have heard about include earthquakes, cyclones, tsunami. Some man-made disasters include floods, etc. Some of the disasters in the past, that is in the history of India, include cyclones in Odisha, catastrophic earthquakes of Gujarat and Latur. There are frequent buzzing cyclones in the coastal areas of Andhra Pradesh as well. This leads to a total chaos and huge loss of life and property in that particular region. However, irrespective of all these, life has always returned to normal within short time. Disasters making the effect for longer duration are those which are after effects of these disasters. Till now, we know natural and man-made type of disasters, but there are few more different types of disasters that we need to be aware of. So today we are going to see three main types of disasters. One is geophysical, biological, and man-made. Geophysical is further categorized into two subtypes. One is geological and another is atmospheric. When you hear the word geological, it is always related to earth. So the kind of disasters which are geological include earthquake, volcano, tsunami, erosion, alkalization, etc. Now, alkalization is something which some of you all might have heard it, but some of you all might not be aware of it. So, alkalization is wherein the soil becomes alkaline in nature, and that is why it is not able to make the land fertile. That is, it becomes infertile. Moving on to the atmospheric type of disasters, it includes hot and cold waves, snowstorms, snowfall, cyclones, drought, etc. Biological mainly relates to the life aspect, so it includes plant and animal. Plant type of biological disasters include fungal disease, forest fire, some weed related diseases. In the bracket I have mentioned carrot grass and common grass. These are some of the kinds of weeds. Weeds are unwanted or wild plants. Moving on to the animal type of disaster, the infectious virus, the kind of disaster which spreads through virus, that is the situation that we are facing currently, is a biological type of disaster. Man-made disasters are further classified into unknown and international. There are some kind of disasters which cannot be specified in a particular characteristic. So that is why it is given in the category of unknown. These include the leakage of poisonous gases or atomic test. In a laboratory, if there is any kind of chemical reaction which is going on, that chemical reaction can lead to some kind of accident, and this accident can increase and thereby result into a disaster. International man-made disasters include war, fire, bomb blast, forced migration, terrorism, child labor, rapes, and etc. There will be few images which will be coming in front of you, and I hope you will be able to guess them. The first one is that of a tsunami. You can see such huge waves are approaching towards the land, and that is how such big buildings are coming into the waves, and thereby the entire area is getting destroyed. Earthquakes are a result of movement of tectonic plates under the surface of the earth. Cyclones are a result of continuous movement of hot and cold waves, or hot movement of hot air and cold air over the surface of the ocean or sea. And floods are something that which we are all aware of, resulting because of excess of rain and also due to improper sewage system. Let's move on to the effects of disasters. Suppose if there is a lot of rain It is continuously raining and raining. Due to this, we have also heard in the news that there have been some bridges which have collapsed. Due to flooding of the coastal villages, there is shortage of food. So, for how long the effects occur after the occurrence of disaster, and it needs to be thought over all these aspects. This helps us to understand the nature and gravity of the disaster. This disaster also affects the economy of the nation. That effect is always related to the disaster and economy. That is, if any part is destroyed, there are long lasting effects on the economy, because once the disaster is over, it needs to come back to its normal life. So for that reconstruction, it requires lot of economy. Moving on to the nature and scope of disaster. Taking into consideration the scope of disaster, there are some important factors which need to be thought about. There are six important nature or scopes of the disaster. First, moving on to the pre-disaster phase, warning phase, emergency phase, rehabilitation phase, recovery phase, and reconstruction phase. But according to a normal or a common citizen, there are only three major aspects of the disaster. One is the phase of emergency, transitional phase, and reconstruction phase. Let's see what is phase of emergency. Whenever you see the word emergency, it has to be a quick action. So this entire phase is related to quick action, wherein there should be immediate rescue operations available, medical assistance, first aid, and the communication services need to be restored as soon as possible. So this entire phase is related to first aid, wherein after the disaster, first aid services should be at the forefront. Moving on to the next phase, that is transitional phase. Transitional phase relates to the rehabilitation work. It includes clearing the debris, that is, after the disaster, the entire area needs to be clean for restoring or coming back to its normal life. We need to restore the water supply, we need to repair the roads so that we can bring normalcy in the public life. Rehabilitation of the victims is an important aspect of this phase. So there are some institutions which offer monetary and other kind of help to the people. It helps them to soothe the mental stress. This picture shows a person who is helping the victims with some or the other needs. This is in the phase of transition. Moving on to the next phase, which is a reconstruction phase, and this phase is a very complicated phase because this is where the reconstruction starts. There is reconstruction of buildings, roads, water supply, and it definitely would take long time for bringing everything back to normal. So these were some of the effects of disaster. Let's move on to the disaster management. Once the disaster has occurred, now we need to manage it, or either we need to be prepared for what kind of disaster would occur. We need to have preparedness for everything. Disaster may be major or minor, short term or long term. It can this disaster management is either prevention of disasters or making arrangements to face it, or at least we can achieve the abilities to face it. Disasters are never planned, but losses due to it can be prevented in a planned manner. So at least there should be an attempt to minimize the loss. For that, we need to manage the disaster in two major parts. One is the pre-disaster management and another is post-disaster management. There are few points which needs to be considered when we speak about pre-disaster management. We need to identify the pro-disaster areas. There are some areas, for example, there are some earthquake prone areas, so we need to monitor that area, we need to identify that area. After identifying, we need to collect the information about the intensity of the disaster. We need to have special training for the disaster management, so that once a disaster occurs, what are the steps or immediate actions that can be taken at the moment. We need to create awareness amongst the people, amongst general public, through programs or mass media. This was the pre-disaster management. Moving on to the post-disaster, that is after the disaster. We need to provide all types of necessary help to the victims of the disaster. There should be proper participation of local people so that the victims can be helped. There should be quick establishment of help center, and different types of disasters need different type of control centers. Categorization of the help material received from control center and the actual material which is to be delivered should be given to the victims as soon as possible. And above all, we need to be always prepared for the disaster. There are some major aspects of disaster management cycle. There will be a cycle which will be shown on the screen. Just have a look at it. First is we need to have a plan chalked out so that we can give a quick response to it. The intensity of the disaster may vary, so you have to be mentally prepared for it. The response given should be immediate. Resurgence is an important link between emergency measures and national progress. So this is one of the steps wherein you are trying to again come back to its normal state. Restoration comes hand in hand with resurgence, and preparation wherein the plan is prepared to minimize the destruction in any if any kind of disaster occurs, and we need to minimize, or we need to have a plan that can minimize the damage to society and country. There also has to be a structure of disaster management authority. So in case if there is any disaster, an authority should be established at the level of government. The following flowchart which will be coming in front of you will help you to understand the control and coordination during disaster management from national to village level, and thereby Disaster Management Act 2005 has been passed in our country. There are some governmental organizations which provide precautionary warning to the Prime Minister, Chief Minister, as well as the collector. Apart from the governmental organizations, there are other social private organizations which provide the similar information same way to the Prime Minister, Chief Minister, and the collector. General public can either go to the Sarpanch, or else it can go directly to the system involved in actual rescue and rehabilitation work, whereas the collector and tehsildar together joins and makes a team and thereby moves to the rescue and rehabilitation system. National Disaster Response Force, that is NDRF. This has been established as per the Disaster Management Act in 2005. There are total 12 divisions which are working in the country, and its headquarter is in Delhi. In Maharashtra, NDRF is an action through State Reserve Police Force. So there are personals of appointed which look into the matter specifically related to cyclones, cliff sliding, building collapse, etc. Moving on to the first aid and emergency action. Sometimes a disaster occurs due to our own awareness. When we are not aware and we ignore the symbols which are mentioned, we try to ignore them, and thereby it results into some kind of disaster. There are many such cases where people leave the gas on and they forget to switch it off, and that is how when they try to again on the gas, it results into a huge fire which can also affect the nearby places as well. So we need to be careful about such symbols. When you see flammable gas, or if you see explosives or flammable liquids, these kind of signs are giving you a warning. So you need to pay attention to such symbols to avoid mishaps. In emergency condition, or depending on the condition of the patient, there are some other methods like cradle method and carrying on two hands or carrying on the back. Now first aid kit is a very important thing which every house has, which every hospital, which every school has. So there are few equipments which are compulsorily needed in the first aid kit. These are like bandage, strips, wound gauze, triangular and circular bandage, medicated cotton, hand gloves, clean and dry cloth pieces, soap, antiseptic, which includes Dettol and Savlon, safety pins, blade, small pins, needle, band-aid, torch, scissors, thermometer, petroleum jelly. So as you can see, these are few of the equipments or objects which are required in a first aid kit. Moving on to the last concept, that is mock drill. Now, this is a practice wherein we check the preparedness of facing the disaster as early as possible. There are some trained personnels available, and these trained personnels are appointed to check the efficacy of the system for disaster redressal. They make a virtual or apparent situation and they try to see what kind of reaction or what is the reaction time for any kind of disaster. Mock drill is arranged on disaster of fire. It is also seen in extinguishing the fire, rescuing the people trapped at higher floors of buildings, rescuing the persons whose clothing have caught fire. So this is a very important aspect and it should be continued or carried out in different institutions. So this was all. I hope the concept of disaster and managing the disaster was clear to you, students. Hope you have a good day. Take care.